Approximately 66% of men will have experienced some degree of hair loss by the age of 35.
Ew.
Look, it's just stress. Just shave it, kid.
Okay, listen, it's not that bad.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah,
We're bald by choice.
So happy it's Friday.
It is
Or TGIF.
Part two of the HBO Max verse episode.
HBO Max. Sponsor this week.
All right,
That would be awesome.
Can you imagine? Welcome to the BBC cut of the Snyder Cut.
Well, a special episode for you all here today. Just so that everybody knows before you listen any further, make sure you go watch all 4 hours of the Snyder Cut before watching this or listening, whichever platform you're on, because there will be spoilers, and we don't want to ruin it for you at the end of the day or sway your opinion on what the movie's going to be before you watch it.
Dude,
so
great advice. Also, if you have an entire week and a half to watch that movie, go ahead and just watch the other one too, the first one that came out, just so you know the
might as well
kind of the differences, right? And hey, they're coming out with the black and white version of Snyder Cut now. Just watch that as well. Just get them all out of the way.
It might be better black and white. It really might.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
I play,
but it would keep it all in the same theme.
I play. But at the end of the day, Chris, let's talk, BBC JLA Snyder Cut. What'd you think?
What I think, if I had to give it a rating, the funny part is I did all this prep for this episode. I didn't even think about what I'd rate it. But if I had to rate it out of 10, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give it a clean 5, right down the middle. If I had to compare it to the first one, I'd probably give it like a 7 or 8. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a steady 5.
So to me, when you like rate it out of a 5, to me it's like it was a movie.
Yeah, I watched it.
That's it. I watched it.
I was there.
So okay, so I wanna go and say that okay. So I don't know. I felt kind of exhausted the first 3 hours.
I could see it.
Okay, like the first 3 hours, it kept me interested. It kept me. I liked the the differences. They reshot a lot of stuff that was kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like, why did you reshoot it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
But at the end of the day, I would give it a 6.
Yeah.
Out of 10, just because it was better than the original one. But I kind of want to let's kind of go into our con.
So the long list.
Cons. Yeah, your 70-page college rule notes of cons.
So I think it's important to note before we even really get into the cons, how much trouble this movie has had from the get-go. Mm-hmm. We started it out with Zack Snyder originally, and he had a vision for the movie, and we know he was involved with the other movies, and then he had some really unfortunate family things come up that prevented him from continuing. So Joss Whedon takes over, decides to take it in a different direction, and that's where we get the Snyder Cut now, because we all just assume that Joss Whedon ruined it. That was kind of the assumption, right? That's what Zack Snyder led us to believe as well. But it wasn't even just that. I mean, look at the technical issues that they had. What was it, the week before that Tom and Jerry came out? And for a lucky few, they got to watch it because you click on Tom and Jerry and, oh no, now you're watching a 4-hour version of the Snyder Cut. They've had issues like that. Apparently, I didn't run into this, but the night it was released, about half the people couldn't even watch it. It just wouldn't load for them. So they had technical issues from there. And then the leaked scenes. Remember that when they first leaked some scenes that aren't even until the end of the movie. So you're like, ooh, that's kind of cool. When is that going to, and then it's the last half hour of the movie. So it's just kind of been troubled since day one. I think they never really felt like they could catch a break. And I think that goes all the way downstream and why we see so many issues.
Well, and here's the thing too. You go back and you look at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers after Zack Snyder kind of had to depart due to those family related reasons. They brought in Joss Whedon because Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No. They brought him because of the success of the Avengers, and they obviously they're like, oh hey, he made them a lot of money. He could probably do copy and paste and do the same thing with us. And I think that was a different. I don't know, the wrong reason to bring him in, because it was just literally like they were just seeing dollar signs. And the whole Zack Snyder's vision was completely cast aside, and just kind of saying, you know what? Nope, I'm going to make this movie my own, and, kind of follow the same plot and same, kind of plot points. But at the end of the day, it's a totally different movie. Right. And like, I don't see why, they brought him in the first place. But at the, we got both, we got both movies. So, what can you do? The fans got their way. Zack Snyder got his way. And really the only person that really didn't get their way, was Joss Whedon. And now he's, under investigation for being racist. So
countless other things.
Countless other things.
Being a big old creep. So
yeah.
yeah. I guess it all comes due at some point, but I think you're right. It's exactly what you said, in the fact that he just kind of took it Hollywood, and that's all it was. It was Hollywood politics, and it wasn't for the best of the movie. And one thing I will say, as we start going through our list of things, one prominent theme that I see being a big issue throughout it all is that once Zack Snyder got it back, all of a sudden we have this promise of a 4-hour movie. And then when you watch the movie, it feels like he just had to keep that promise and didn't really have 4 hours of content. So he just started throwing things in where they didn't either belong.
Chris, this movie, I mean, the Justice League, the movie, like whatever, $400 million. And that's not even including like the marketing, the reshoots, like everything else that went into it. So $400+ million for this movie. And I think you're absolutely onto something when you say that. Okay, he's like, oh, now everyone, we had the whole, fan base saying, Snyder Cut, hashtag save the Snyder Cut, whatever. Now he's like, and he was like, jumped on board to that. He's like,
away.
Yeah, for sure. And then he got his way, and he's like, oh shit, now I gotta fulfill this. Like, I gotta do it now.
Day one on set, he's like, wait, so you're telling me there was only 2 hours worth of footage? I could have sworn it was 4. I could have sworn.
Dude, and the thing is, too, like, before it even came out, this is probably the stupidest thing Warner Brothers did. Before it even came out, they said, oh, yeah, this is the last movie in the Snyder verse, quote unquote, and there's not going to be a sequel. One, why would you say that?
Right.
Because what if it is successful? Yeah. And what have we found? It was. I mean,
I would deem it a success. Yeah.
It was successful. A lot of people are talking about it. The whole world is talking about it right now. And I would definitely think it's trending, and like, because it was such a big deal. And well, now you're stuck, because now it's like people are like, well, we're not going to get a sequel. Why would you say that before airing it on the streaming service, that this is the last one? It's not gonna have a sequel. That's so stupid.
I don't understand it. And, I've polled a lot of friends and just people in the last week or so, and I would say it's a 50-50 turn on what people are going to say. They either love it or didn't think it was great. But I've never had anybody tell me that they hated it, which would deem it as a success in my book. You know, if you at least enjoyed it somewhat enough to sit through 4 hours of movie, the only movies that I'm willingly sitting through 4+ hours are Lord of the Rings, and those are phenomenal and don't have any flaws. So, you know, not many out there in that time range can do it, and that's just kind of how it is. But okay, so we said there were a lot of changes, but there's some common themes that didn't go away. Now it's time for
What's going on with Brandon?
What's going on with me? Well, today I come to you with a movie review. Recently watched the Snyder Cut of the Justice League, repping my man Ben Affleck in this video because Ben Affleck's Batman wasn't that bad. People hate on him. I thought he was good. Overall, huge improvement over the originally released movie, which was terrible. Still not any better than any Avengers movie. Any of them. That's it. Movie review from Brandon today.
And that's what's going on with Brandon.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
Batfleck.
And I would say the biggest jarring thing for me is, as you know, I'm not a fan of the Ben Affleck Batman. By far, my least favorite Batman.
Batfleck.
Yeah.
Hashtag Batfleck.
In the original ones, there were other issues with him. You know, Batman, and then the Batman versus Superman. Both those movies, they had their own issues for not liking him. What I really didn't like about him in this movie is he's kind of dumb for Batman. Like, it doesn't make sense.
He's not the world's greatest detective.
No, not at all.
Which he should be.
And it's kind of like they said, oh, Ben Affleck, you'd be a good Bruce Wayne. And that was it.
I'm telling you, like, I can see him as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but look, I want to say go back and watch it, but you're not going to go back and watch the 4-hour movie. But it's just like one of those movies where you're not going to go back and watch, like for me, Avatar.
Yeah.
and Narnia. Not going to watch it again. Sorry. Yeah. But I've seen it once. This is right up there with that. I've seen it once. I'm not going to go watch it again. But you look back at Batfleck in this movie, same facial expression the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like it is like his face didn't move. Like, it was the same expression. I'm not a total, like, I think he could have played a better Batman, but I'm not like he's the worst Batman ever. I mean, I don't think that.
Who would be better than him?
Who would be better?
Or worse than him, I guess, is what I mean.
Oh, who's a worse Batman?
Yeah.
I would say George Clooney.
Really? You think George Clooney in his nipple batsuit was worse than Ben Affleck?
Okay, never mind. You had me at nipple batsuit. Now I forgot all about that, exactly. And now it's like, okay, now he's a step above Ben Affleck.
Come on, we had Arnold as Mr. Freeze. What more do you want, man?
Still would watch that again.
Yeah, and I will. I'll probably right after this.
Just put it on.
Just cue it up.
If they made that in black and white, instantly go watch it again.
I'd go to the theater.
No, but like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, he just kind of felt stale, and I get it that he was like, his character in the movie, he was desperate, right? The end of the world is coming, like, whatever, you put this team together, everyone's saying no, but I feel like that desperation kind of took away from the Batman character.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Completely agree. And well, okay, so the biggest jarring thing to me is he knows about Aquaman and knows Aquaman has these crazy powers, but he doesn't know what Barry Allen's powers are. But he knows that Barry Allen has powers.
Well, I can see that because in the footage that he found, okay, he could either, like, I think it was down to two things. He's either super fast or he could teleport. He didn't know. He didn't know which it was.
I guess.
Either you could stop time. What you can have all these different.
So we didn't know detective work. He had one video, and that's the only one he looked at.
Yeah, no, zero. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, he should have known. But also, that brings me to this point. Secret identities. don't effing matter.
Oh, not at all in this universe.
Everyone knows everybody
Yeah.
and who they are. And
Oh, you mean Clark Kent and Superman?
dude, freaking Lois. I'm not even gonna call her Lois Lane because why is she? For one, why does she have red hair?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, Amy Adams just said, okay, I'll do it, but I'm not going to change my hair color because that's really the only thing I got going for me.
They spent $400 million and they couldn't do it in post.
Yeah. Dye your hair
saying.
black in post. But she's yelling Clark.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Anyway, I know we're talking about Batman. Let's do that.
Okay,
Let's talk
okay.
about Batman.
Okay.
Let's focus on each individual Justice League member and what the heck. But no, I totally agree. And he's all like, oh, I'll give you $25,000 American currency if you let me talk to this guy. You know you're talking to him now.
Yeah.
Just talk to him now.
Yeah. Why are we doing this song and dance? It didn't make any sense to me.
No. Yeah. And then like I really liked Alfred. I liked Alfred.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. Who else is he? He's also the voice of somebody. And Marvel, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Anyways, move on. I don't know. So let's just keep. Oh, you know what?
No. You're thinking of Jarvis?
No, I
The
wasn't
other
thinking of Jarvis. But maybe.
I think you were.
No, I think it maybe Star Wars then. I don't know. He's the voice of some droid type thing. Anyways. He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, but I have literally my note for Batman is it just says all over the place.
Yeah. Completely all over the place. It wasn't original, which you already said, and I completely agree with. Why is he doing the new Christian what's his name? Bale's Batman voice?
Well, no, it's if you watch the movie, Chris, it's actually a device.
It is.
That changes his voice tone
To sound like Christian Bale's Batman. And no other Batman ever has that. So, I don't know. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
That's the thing. But here's the thing, Chris. I always say at the end of the day, but really, if you look at it, it's hard to portray two different people with one character. Okay, so he has to play Bruce Wayne and Batman. I mean, it's the same with Spider-Man. It's very, very hard to play Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Like, look at all the previous people, like Tobey Maguire. Great Spider-Man. I didn't think he was that good of a Peter Parker.
Agreed.
And then Andrew Garfield, same thing. Great Spider-Man, but okay, you're like this skater boy Peter Parker, not the greatest. Tom Holland, that's probably the closest one. I mean, we're not talking about that, but I'm just telling you the duality is tough.
It is, but that's literally his job.
I get, yeah.
And he's known as being one of the best at his job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. But, and this probably is a director thing, but like, why is everything dark and gritty? It works for Batman. Yeah, it does. Cause it's Gotham, dark and gritty and like crime and, blah, 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 blah. That makes sense. But like, why is everyone else dark and gritty? Superman isn't supposed to be dark and gritty. He's supposed to be like the symbol of light and hope.
Well, and Metropolis is this almost utopia-esque type city where it's bright and there's tall buildings. It almost always sunshiny is what it seems like. And no, that didn't make any sense either. Even when the island that the Amazons I don't know what it's called, that they live on.
Themyscira.
Yeah, that was dark. Why is that dark? It's supposed to be this beautiful island.
Luscious, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the Snyderverse. That's, I think, exactly what it is.
Yeah. So Batman, in a nutshell, not my favorite in this movie. Not my favorite in the Snyderverse either. I was never a fan of, like, I wasn't a big, I'm a huge, guys, cue balls, listen, big comic book fan. Skyler Bleb says, big comic book fan. Love comic books. I've grew up with, all these stories, these characters my whole life. Huge comic book nerd. But when it comes to DC films, the animated films are great. That's where they strive
for a long time. That was
for a long time.
Yeah.
And just like their live action movies, I just feel like it's just like they're constantly trying to compete with Marvel, and I feel like it's rushed. I feel like it's rushed, and I feel like they're just throwing everything together, to just make the movie instead of developing the characters and, you know, developing an actual good story and letting it breathe. This movie, way different than the previous iteration of the Justice League, because I did think that it flowed better, and it did give characters time to breathe and have character development. Those are my pros. I know I'm gonna say them now, but still, like, it feels just off to me.
And you're 100% right, but I think a lot of what they gave those characters for the movie should have been done in a different movie. It just didn't feel right to have it take, like you said, 3 hours of just build up and plot development before we even get to what we're actually getting to. It just, I mean, yeah, if you've already seen it, you already kind of know where it's going anyways, but still, it just, it was better 100%. It flowed better, but it just wasn't right. It fell off. Last thing I'll say on Batman is clearly you can tell throughout the entire movie what scenes were reshot versus what scenes weren't reshot, because it almost felt like Ben Affleck went from being an alcoholic to a non-alcoholic. He went from being puffy and his face barely fit in the mask to being thin and chiseled and his jaw sticking out of the mask. And you can tell every time there's a reshoot. You're like, oh, look, that's new footage. So last thing I'll say, and that's not really so much, I would say, Ben Affleck's fault or anything. This is how many years later, but it's definitely glaring as you're watching.
Yeah. All right, Aquaman. Speaking of, we just talked about Aquaman.
So I don't have much on Aquaman. I don't know enough about him besides his backstory and a little bit about his main villains and things. But for the purposes of this movie, it just kind of felt anyways like it was just a continuation of the last movie for him. Didn't really feel like there was, at least compared to the other two, much of him. And I say the other two because I'm counting Batman and Wonder Woman. Yeah, you had a lot of Cyborg, but this was kind of our introduction to him to begin with. And same with the Flash. But, you know, the others already had their full movies. And
well, this one's supposed to take place as a prequel to Aquaman. Aquaman happens after this.
It almost doesn't make sense then.
Well, yeah.
Like, at all.
So this Aquaman's supposed to happen after the Justice League movie.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's all I have to say about that. I didn't know that.
Okay. So, yeah. And that's another confusing thing that people, you know, just the order that it was released and all that stuff. But what I have for Aquaman is we get it. You're attractive and you like to take your shirt off. Why don't you just leave it off then?
Instead of throwing it off all the time.
Listen, yeah, we get it. You're there because the women swoon over what's his name? What's
Jason
the actor's
Momoa?
name? Jason Momoa. We get it. Okay, we know you're an attractive male. Okay, just keep your shirt off then. Why do you have to keep? He's whatever. Secondly, I put Litter King of Atlantis.
Yeah,
dude,
that's a good point.
I do trash. The amount of trash he keeps throwing in the ocean. He's shattering bottles, throwing clothes. Like, dude, like you're polluting your own like home.
That is I didn't even think about that, and that's like literally the opposite of what Aquaman stands for.
You're just throwing hilarious stuff into the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole weird scene of like him throwing his shirt off, and again, all the women start singing songs and they start sniffing him.
Yeah, that was real weird.
Come on. Like that was why was that added in?
It didn't even make sense.
It was like 10 minutes of them just singing a song.
Yeah. And I don't know. His whole part also felt insignificant to me in the grand scheme of everything.
Well, he just shows up like randomly, like he says no to Batman. Okay. And he's of course saying he's Batman. Like how do you know that? Did Batman tell him that? Hey, I'm Batman?
I think he did. I think he could figure it out. This billionaire wants him to
Again,
come fight.
how?
This
How?
billionaire wants to come fight and it's just throwing money at him. Well, and Wayne Tower literally has bat ears on it in the Snyderverse, so let's be real. Everybody knows.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, in this movie too, everyone knows who he is. Yeah. From Lex Luthor to Litter King of Atlantis. But he showed his like main entrance is when they're in the sewer. And then how'd you know they were there?
Oh, right. Yeah, he just bursts in out of nowhere. Yeah, it didn't make sense.
How'd you know they were there?
And while I was watching that part, I was like, where's Aquaman? Like, why? I know he didn't want to fight, but like, where is he?
Yeah.
Because he was there with them beforehand, right? In the old version, or am I misremembering that? In the Joss Whedon version?
I have no idea. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, it's I watched it.
Everything's different. Yeah. But and then he can just drop from the sky and land and basically survive. Like that's not Aquaman. Aquaman is all water based and all that stuff. He's basically being treated as DC's version of Thor in this movie.
He really is, and that's a good comparison.
That's
He's got his special weapon.
Yeah. And his plated armor and he's basically the equivalent to Thor, and it's I'm over it. I'm over him.
And
that's all I have on Aquaman.
The major issue I had with Aquaman, the trident's right there. Just take the trident. Don't call your quintent or whatever you're gonna call it, your 5-pronged thing, a trident. That's not a trident, bud. It's not a trident. It's got 5 pokers on it. Trident.
What is it then? What is it?
A quintent. I don't know. That's
no. What's that? What's the what's this? Pitchfork.
Pitchfork. There you go. That's really that's about
that's
all.
What it is.
So yeah, I don't know. He was insignificant to me in the movie. He could have not been there, and it would have had the same outcome.
What'd you think about? Let's go to the Flash then.
So the Flash. So for all you cue balls out there, you might know that I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. Collected Green Lantern comics for a really long time, and one thing to know is that Hal Jordan, one of the main Green Lanterns, has a lot of comics that also have Barry Allen in them because they're best friends in the comics. And so I know a bit more about Flash than I do some of the other people just through that. And it's really annoying to me to watch. I don't even know this guy's name. He's been in a few things I've seen. But
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, his Flash is just weird. He's dumb, but he's not. The Flash is supposed to be this genius guy. I guess apparently a lot of people in DC.
He's a CSI, right?
Yeah, and he's he's supposed to have a off the charts intelligence, but he's the comic relief at the same time. So he's a funny guy and he's cracking jokes. He's not an idiot funny guy. And I think they did a better job than the first movie where he was just slapstick comedy type guy. But at the same time, how is he an idiot? And then we get to his lair and he has this 5 screens up with code and stuff going around. So he's a genius at the same time. It just was so conflicting that it just never felt.
But he
right.
doesn't. He's a genius, but he doesn't know what a resume is.
Right.
Because he was talking about resumes. It's really?
Yeah.
How the hell do you not know what a resume is?
It all felt wrong to me. Everything about it. I didn't like his portrayal, and that could just be it. Maybe it's just his portrayal of it. Who knows?
I put kind of annoying, and that's saying a lot coming from me. Kind of annoying, but not as annoying as he was in the Joss Whedon Justice League movie.
Definitely.
And for one, your main power is super speed, and you can run at super speed. Learn how to run, for one. Learn how to run correctly.
Yeah.
The way that they edit him running. He's just, I'm showing you, but this is a podcast, so you can't really see, but he's basically ice skating.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just well, that's not running. What?
Yeah.
And then I also put down, your main power is running. Why the hell are you tripping every 2 seconds?
Yeah. Into everything. Again, I think because he's an idiot, and that's kind of what they wanted, which I don't get.
No,
don't get.
He's actually coming up. It's gonna come out. He's got a solo movie coming out. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get something better in that.
I thought it was canceled.
But I did at the same time. I liked it, but I didn't like it. The inclusion of Iris, for one, people. Okay, if you're a comic book like nerd and you know the references and stuff, you know that that's Iris West. But if you don't, they never tell you who that is or whatever. So the general audience they think it's just a normal person. It's like, why are they focusing just on this girl? Blah, blah, blah. And again, secret identities don't mean anything because now the pet shop owner knows who he is and what he can do. That Iris West now knows who he is and what he can do. Everything looks like it's stupid. But I don't know. I also don't like the fact that they kind of just threw it in that like he can just reverse time whenever he wants, and then there's kind of any consequences to that.
That's my big bullet point on the Flash up here is what we literally took a concept that comes up in Flashpoint, and he's clearly new with his powers too, figuring them out. But he already knows how to do the biggest thing he's learned how to do with his powers in all the comics. This is where it comes to the point where, and I probably sound like broken record, but I feel like Zack Snyder got on the Wikipedia page and just started, oh, that's a cool concept. Let me throw that in there somehow and make it part of the movie. That's really what it felt like, especially with this point more than anything to me, because it doesn't even do it right. It's like they vibrate their bodies fast or something like that, right? And then they just pick a point in time and they're there. They're not running so fast that as they're running, time's reversing. So it's not even like the same point of what it is in the comics. And it felt like a cop-out to fix a mistake that shouldn't have even been a mistake. Why was that even in there? If you're going to reverse it there, just have them do it right the first time. It just felt like they needed him to do something big because he's a new character and he needed to contribute somehow after making him look like an idiot. And I didn't get it. That really bothered me. I paused the movie when we were watching it and I was like, listen, all right, I'll complain later. And I started playing it again.
So here's the thing. I understand, and this kind of has to do with the Flash, but at the same time, it has to do with the movie in general. Slow motion, like for him, makes sense. Like he's moving at the speed of light. Slow motion. Yeah, that's how you portray him using his powers. I get it. That makes sense. But every other scene being in slow motion when it's not having anything to do with the Flash.
When they jump,
no wonder it's 4 hours long.
Yeah. When they jump and they keep lining them up as the Justice League, you know what I'm saying? There's like 3 or 4 scenes like that. It's slow-mos and then goes back into it. Why?
Well, even in the Batmobile, like there's slow-mo in there, and then there's slow-mo with an explosion, and slow-mo like at the beginning with the Amazons, and I'm like, if they would have just made that normal speed, it probably just would have been a 2.5 hour movie.
Maybe.
Like every single time that they did it slow-mo, if they just made it normal, I think it would be a lot less.
It would be at least a half-hour cut. At least.
A duration. Yeah.
At least. Yeah, that's a good point.
100%. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman I liked. I don't have a whole lot.
I liked her too. I liked her too. Dude, I don't either.
She is perfect for the role. Perfect.
I like her a lot.
And I guess my one complaint would be an association would be how she leaves and the contact and all that, but like they keep going back to what's the island again?
Themyscira.
Yep. And they keep showing stuff from that and they just kind of get wiped out like they're nothing. They're this super strong warrior tribe that are supposed to be able to defend themselves in their home turf like nobody else, and they just seem insignificant, to what's happening. And I get it. With Steppenwolf, I get it. He's strong,
Well, she's half like God.
Yeah, it's what, Ares.
So that's
right?
that's why she's like stronger than them.
No, I know that part, but I'm just saying that I guess if I had to pick something bad, it's not even her because she's not even there at the time. It's just the Amazons that Amazonesses. What are they called?
Amazonians.
Amazonians. Thank you.
No, not Amazonians. Amazonians.
I said Amazonians. Animaniacs.
Flip it back. Animaniacs.
But yeah, no, I don't. We could just keep going because
I like that new scene that was it the bank? Was she in a bank? Was it a bank?
Oh yeah,
What is
that was pretty
museum.
cool. Yeah, I think
That
it
was
was
a cool. Dude, she was like hit that guy and his head freaking exploded. I was like, why is it so dark? And there's all these kids, and she just whips him back, and his head just pops on the freaking wall.
There's literally blood and everything.
Just splatters, just red
man.
mist.
It,
Dude, pretty badass.
It reminded me of, if you ever watched it, it wasn't it was the old group. They did a lot of edited videos, but they did one of Marvel. If Marvel was realistic and they're actually killing the people instead, and that's what it reminded me of. But it's accurate. I mean, you're going against like using a half god. You're gonna, but that made sense as well for her. But
what about Cyborg? Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
I would say one last thought on that. One thing I did see that I didn't, I guess unique or whatever. I didn't come up with this, but I did see somebody post on Facebook that, and I thought it was a pretty decent point. She kind of acts like she is Superman more than she is throughout the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, that'd be another.
What I don't
small
understand.
Point. She's closer than anybody else, but
yeah, what I don't understand is in her sequel movie, 1984 or whatever, terrible movie, but she just learns how to she can fly now, and then in this movie she doesn't fly at all.
Well, is that oh no, that would have to be before.
1984.
Yeah. And
obviously it's a prequel,
and she didn't fly in the first one either. Yeah, that's a good point.
No,
I only watched that movie. I was kind of asleep because it was so bad.
Yeah, dude, it was. So all right, Cyborg,
I had a lot of grievances with, but I did like that they kept his origin pretty dang close. Yeah. I mean, that's like exactly what happens. Except for it's not. Is it the mother box? I don't think it's actually the mother box, right? It's alien technology, but
in the new 52, it is. The new 52. It is.
The biggest grievance I have is his stupid arm cannon. Are you kidding me? That puny little arm cannon,
dude. Yeah, it's so small.
On. And he should have the ability to open up portals. So where's that? I know he's just learning his powers.
It's a boom tube.
Huh?
It's because when he absorbs the boom tube, he can do that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why he can teleport or use portals and stuff.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't know that part. But yeah, the origin, it was cool. The whole I just hate my dad because I hate my dad was kind of overplayed. Yeah.
My one note for Cyborg, better character development. Ray Fisher got his way. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I feel like it probably would have been in the Snyder Cut anyways, but I think that since he's in the news a lot now because he's basically throwing a fit, which, I mean, yeah,
good for him.
Should be. Yeah, whatever. But at the same time, I put Cyborg, not Ray Fisher. I put Cyborg, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Big deal. Okay, yeah. Hey, you're alive. Your dad saved your life. He did what he could. Yeah, he was never there for you, but I think he made up for it by sacrificing himself for you and to live. And then you're just going to be a pouty baby the whole movie?
Yeah. He saved my life. Oh no, he didn't come to my football game. Oh, poor me. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't great. But that's really, I mean, it was, this was in the first one too, but it is kind of funny seeing him at the start with, he doesn't fully control himself yet. So he's got that automated battle thing and he kicks off the whole fight against Superman when they resurrect him, which, do you have anything more with Cyborg?
No, can we please talk about Superman?
Superman and how, first of all, okay, if you didn't know what happened at the beginning, if you don't know anything about Superman, how are you supposed to know who killed him? Yeah, at the very beginning, because they don't talk about it at all.
No,
and he's not really supposed to die.
No, he goes into a Kryptonian state, sleeping state, in the comic at least.
Yeah.
That basically he slows his heart rate way down so he could heal.
It's his heart
and-
beats once a year, right? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And the reason why why he wears the black suit in the comics, at least, is because he chooses the black suit because the black suit is basically like a solar panel. Because the way why he gets his powers and why he's so strong is based off of the solar radiation from the sun, and that suit basically absorbs it like times 1,000, so he can heal and kind of regenerate in that way. I didn't like the way that they kind of I didn't like the way they portrayed Doomsday anyways in Batman vs Superman. That was kind of stupid. It felt really rushed, and that's not how Doomsday became a thing anyways. But yeah, so and I hated the fact that they killed Clark, as like they had a funeral for Clark Kent, and I'm like, okay, but now he's back, so now he can never be Clark Kent.
Yeah, we all know now. We all know. That's it. They did, though, to the point of the suit. He wasn't wearing it at the time, but he did fly up into space to absorb the radiation of the sun for a minute. But I do have to say I appreciated that, because I was like, oh, he's got to go recharge, and then like a few minutes later the question was, wait, where did he go? Why isn't he there? Why is he waiting? I was like, well, he's got to recharge. I was like, so that was a nice little teaser of a point. Okay. But that whole thing was dumb that they glossed over it. And even better yet, okay, in the Joss Whedon cut, we're waiting for Superman. Superman's here. We can finish the movie.
Yeah,
same 100%. Thing in this movie,
yeah.
But this time we waited 3 hours for anything to happen. It was 3 hours of backstory waiting for Superman to come back. And then when he did, he's a little crybaby, and he's just crying all the time.
Dude, when he came back, he came during the fight, and he just takes out like Steppenwolf, throws him to the ground, pins him to the ground, and just punches him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, are you joking? Like, that's so I was so pissed. I was like, I mean, I get it, like he's basically unstoppable, and but at the same time, like, make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, he's just pinning him down, punching him, laser eyeing him, and it's like, come on.
Do the classic Superman. Punch him in the air, hit him to the ground, fly in, hit him with the double fist.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
Throw him into space. Seismic toss him. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. For
sure.
And I really get why, what's his face, Henry Cavill didn't want to renew the contract. Being a comic book guy himself, what a letdown to have to play Superman that way. That had to have been hard for him. He clearly didn't want to do it, but he was already on contract still, so he had to come back for the reshoots. But
I also put down it would have been a lot better if he had a mustache.
Yes. What movie was that for? Mission Impossible.
And no explanation. Just have Superman have a mustache.
That was great. That would be great.
Might as well.
Yeah,
that was part of the Just do it.
Well, and his whole, he kind of had the Fortress of Solitude, but I don't know.
But why is it a Kryptonian spaceship?
Yeah, why
That's
is
so
it just
stupid.
a spaceship? Where's all the monuments of like things that he's gotten from people that he's...
There's so many problems with it. Yeah.
And this is just Superman related, but can we all agree that Jesse Eisenberg was the worst possible casting decision for Lex Luthor ever? Ever. What? Okay, wrong build, dude. Wrong voice, wrong mannerisms, wrong everything.
Listen. It's terrible to say, but I'd rather have Kevin Spacey back.
Yeah, 100% though. He's at least a good actor.
I mean, come on, put him in the movie. I'd rather have him be Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg just is basically the same character that he played in the Facebook movie. Yeah, he was basically just Mark Zuckerberg in that with bald.
He has
bald
one
Mark
voice.
Zuckerberg.
He has one voice, and it's not Lex Luthor. That's for sure.
Does not fit him at all. And the thing is, like, it's supposed to be like this. The reason why he's such like an arch rival to Superman is because of his intelligence, and like that's why he can like battle Superman, and he's kind of on a level playing field because he can outsmart him. Superman's super smart, but Lex Luthor's smarter. In this, I don't feel that. I don't feel that. Okay, he escaped prison. Big deal. Everyone does.
He only escaped Arkham, which literally everyone
does.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the only like real big thing where it's like, oh, here's my intelligence is he tells Deathstroke, you want to know who Batman is? It's Bruce Wayne or whatever. And
Well, he should have just put, duh. Everyone knows in this movie.
at this point. Yeah. And why is Deathstroke in it? What?
It's because they wanted to form the Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom, which would have been cool, but we already knew it was canceled. Everything else, which brings us to the flashback. Which
the future scene?
Yeah, which
the
was
flashback?
future scene, sorry.
Flash,
the dream.
flash forward.
Yeah. So bad and unnecessary. And it was like a weird mix of the Batman where his dad is Batman and Batman Noir. It was a weird, I don't even know what they were going for with that at all. Like,
dude, it was just a weird, all over the place. Like, it was just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Cool, Jared Leto was in it, okay, but like,
and he looked better than he did before as Joker.
Looked better
a little bit.
Doesn't mean
horrible
doesn't
Joker
mean it was
laugh.
a cool scene. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Nails on a chalkboard to me. That was bad. And Batman's gonna kill him. Like, again, it's like, wait, what? That's his whole thing.
No, he's gonna effing kill him. He forced the F word.
Yeah, they had to have one F word in there.
Because it was rated R, so they had to force it, and he just seemed awkward saying it.
Yeah. The team was weird. Can we all agree that Amber Heard should have just not been allowed to be in the movie?
Why was she British?
Why was she allowed to be in the movie? Johnny Depp's not allowed to act. Why is she allowed to act? They were both proven to have done crazy things to each other. Anyways,
I don't know.
Anyways, different topic, different story. Don't want to get canceled.
Different podcast. Yeah. Well, yeah, and then the whole see, and the thing is with the whole future thing, like I get it. I get if this is where they were going with it, I get it. If they were doing the whole Injustice League with or Justice League Injustice or whatever the hell you call it, where like, yeah, Superman snaps because the Joker kills Lois Lane, and then like he forms like the Injustice League or whatever. If this whole universe, I told you this before, if this whole universe was basically an alternate universe and it was showing us and setting us up for the like the Injustice games that we have, the video games, like if they were setting us up for that, it would be way better.
Oh, it would have made sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
The darkness made sense.
The darkness, the grittiness, the everything, the color tone, everything. If he was meaning to do that,
yeah,
bravo, Zack Snyder, because that would make sense. And then they could do a whole different spin on it, and they're like, but that's actually the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then you go into like the real Justice League movies, and it's all like colorful and like good.
well made.
Then that would well played. But that obviously that's not what is going on. That's not what happened. But yeah.
And why does Batman have visions? That's never explained. Because he has them twice, right? In the movie, maybe 3 times. Doesn't make any sense. And then that kind of leads into Martian Manhunter.
Okay, ready for what I have? Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? That's what. Why?
Why? I put why question mark.
Yeah. Why? That's my exact point.
And how does he know Bruce's dad?
How does he know Lois? Well, I know actually. Of course, he knows Lois Lane is Clark Kent
from the Superman movie.
But still, none of it made sense. I don't know. He just didn't need to be there. It was kind of a tease that we didn't get anything.
Apparently, that was supposed to be Green Lantern, but WB Warner Brothers said no.
Oh, interesting. So they wanted to bring in John Stewart instead. Is that kind of the idea behind it?
No,
they're both named John.
No, they both.
John
what I'm saying is like that spot in the movie was supposed to be.
Oh, I see. Green Lantern
like
coming
Green
in.
Lantern coming back, like sorry I missed a battle type of thing. Like, but I'm here now.
Ooh,
or whatever.
How awesome would be Ryan Reynolds flying down at the very end. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, would have been cool.
That's what we need. A good Green Lantern movie. It'll never happen.
You know, aren't they supposed to be making like a Green Lantern series for HBO or something?
Yes, they're making a series. It's going to be Green Lantern Corps, I believe, is what they landed on with it. But it's going to be Jon Stewart's going to be one of the main people in it too. So that'll be interesting.
Dude, if they do like they did, I don't know if you've ever seen the Emerald Knights,
Yeah.
like animated film,
Yeah, that's all right.
for Green Lantern. Like, yeah, but if they do like that, if they make a series like that where it's kind of like all over the place, where they tell the different tales of all the Green Lantern people,
Oh, that'd be cool.
that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then we can kind of get to know all of them, and I would be interested in that.
It's been a little while since I've read the comics, so I can tell you their names, but like you got the squirrel one, you got the planet that's a Green Lantern Corps member.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Let's get all
Kilowog.
Yeah, Kilowog for sure.
Kilowog would be a fun one.
I mean, there's so many people that could be involved in that aren't even Green Lanterns. Like, further on you go, you've got Alan Scott's kids that help out with the Green Lanterns. You got Jade, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of ways they could go with it, and I'm interested for sure. This is one good thing that Jeff Johns could do. This is one last, he could do something good finally. Because he was a big part of the movie too. But
stick to comic books. Jeff.
Yeah, just stick to comic books.
Geoff.
Yeah, but he was a big part of some of the best Green Lantern novels out there. So if he's gonna be a part of this, he could get something done with it. But the last thing I have on here is Darkseid.
Yeah. He just forgot about Earth.
Yeah.
Just
first of all,
forgot he ever came.
He got beat. First of all,
he got beat by Zeus.
Yeah. What?
What? And then they haul him away. And then they run away.
Yeah, that's not Darkseid. Definitely way less intimidating Darkseid. They show his laser eyes one time.
Omega beams.
Oh, sorry, Omega beams. Coolest laser eyes in anything. But
yeah.
I
put he forgot about Earth because like they're trying to Steppenwolf is trying to tell him how to get there or whatever, and like he never. What'd you put?
Lost Earth? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Wait, where was Earth? I've never been there.
Yeah, what?
And then also, why the hell is the anti-life equation on Earth?
Yeah.
That's stupid as shit.
That's really dumb. And we didn't even get to see him fight. That's what really made me
how the hell do they know it is on Earth? They never really explained it.
Because they had a vision with the symbol on the ground. So it's there. I don't know. It made no sense.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like Steppenwolf was better in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But why did he have such cute eyes?
Why was his armor so dumb?
Well, it's spiky.
If he didn't have that armor, he'd be dead.
He looked like a Power Rangers villain.
He kind of did. He was like a worse. Who's the name of the guy from Avengers? Who's Thanos's guy? He's in Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. He's got the big axe.
Oh, the Destroyer. What's his name?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Basically, same.
Ronan.
Yeah. Basically same. Steppenwolf and Ronan. Darkseid and Thanos, basically same.
Yeah. Well, he looked like basically of Ronan and that thing from Thor, the armored thing that.
Oh,
that shot.
the beam face thing.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah. I just didn't. I don't know. Overall, I stick with it. I gave it a 6. 6 out of 10 for the Snyder Cut. Like I said, better flowing movie, better character development. You could the movie kind of could breathe. There was no choppiness. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Just watch the other one.
Well, see, I would say
of...
if you're gonna pick one of the two, you might as well just watch the Snyder Cut if you have the time. But if you do have the time and you're expecting there to be an intermission, there's not. They lied because I kept waiting for it to come to take a break, and it never came. About 3 hours into the movie, I just paused it. So
I don't know, Chris. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
really,
I agree. stick with the initial ratings. And
Also, Lois Lane was pregnant, apparently.
was she? I didn't even get that from the movie.
Yeah, when she in her little drawer, there was a pregnancy test.
Oh, missed that completely.
Yeah.
So okay, well,
Yeah. So and apparently he was the kid where they were going with it was going to be the new Batman. Please tell me why that makes sense. This whole movie doesn't make sense.
What?
Nothing makes sense to me.
what?
Dude, it just what I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay,
I'm getting pissed.
don't watch it. Watch it. But either way, whatever you do, make sure you let us know your thoughts on it. Give us what your rating. If you saw anything we didn't see, if you disagreed with things we said, if you can prove us wrong on some things that we said were right versus the comics versus not, do it. Let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. Put down in the comments, what your rating was, and what you thought. Did you like it? Question mark. Earth? Question mark. But that's all we have to say about that. We're gonna leave it the BBC cut of the Snyder Cut, uncut. We're not gonna really have many edits in this. Ooh, we should just chop it all up and make one like a 2-minute, and then make one like a 2-hour.
Yeah, exactly.
podcast.
There you go. So you'll either be listening to just this part, or you will just listen to the last hour.
Or the whole entire thing in slow.
Yeah.
Either way. Either way. Hey guys, at the end of the day, stay bald, stay bold, and we'll talk to you next week, you balls. Thank you for listening to this bonus episode.
On second thought, I kind of like bald guys.